So how do you check if a character is a digit and is different than, let's say, space or underscore or a lowercase a? How do you check that? I've seen this question being asked multiple times over the internet and I want to clarify it. So to get started, I have instantiated here a character with the value, the character t, simple enough. And I can also see that character using a printf format specifier. I can say %c and then let's say \n so that it looks nice, and then just our character, right? And if I run this, you'll notice I get t on the screen, so that works. But hold on a second, how does it actually know how to print t? Because remember, the computer only stores numbers inside it, and since it stores numbers, it's not actually storing t inside it. You cannot store a letter in numbers. You have to have a sort of code book so that you know, okay, this number corresponds with this letter. And in fact, inside this program alone, there are at least 2 conversions from character t to a number and backwards. When compiling this code, what C sees here is not actually the character t. It actually goes to the ASCII table and says, okay, where's the character t? Well, here I have an ASCII table, and let's take a look. So character t is right here. There it is, character t, and it has the number 116. And the C actually goes ahead and replaces that with 116. Just like that. And now C actually, we know that the variable only retains numbers in it. So we know that now it actually retains the number 116. And when we're printfing this, printf it's like, oh, you gave me the specifier %c, I have to print the character on the screen using this number, this 116, whatever that is. So I have to look at the ASCII table and find 116. Oh, well, no. Oh, there it is. Okay, so here's 116 and here's t. And I'm going to print for you the character t on the screen. That's how C decides what to print. Now let's figure out how you can find out whether the character C has a digit or not inside of it. So we can take a look at the ASCII table, right? We can see, okay, well, numbers, where are numbers here? Here digits, okay, so 0, 1 through 9. And the cool part is that all of them are in ascending order. So we have 0 through 9, and their values, right, inside the variable are going to be 48 through 57. So we can actually check that. That means that we can actually have an if statement that says, okay, is this character's value higher or equal than 48 and less or equal than 57? Then we know it's a digit, because this is how we are translating digit characters to numbers, right? Using the ASCII table. So we can say here, okay, if C is higher or equal than which number here? Well, 48 we want. And if C is less or equal than 57, then we know that this guy has to be a digit. So we're going to print here, let's say printf this is a digit, and let's just print it on the screen for a reason, and just say else. Let's copy this and just change this to a this is not a digit, right? And if I run this now, you'll notice, well, I'm gonna get this is not a digit, because of course t, the character that we've typed in here, is not less or equal than 57. But if we say here the character 7 and run this, you'll notice I'm gonna get this is a digit 7, right? Why? That's because 7 will be translated to something else. 7 will be translated to 55 here. It's gonna go, okay, well, this is 55 now. And it makes sense now that we get inside this if, because 55 is higher or equal than 48 and it's less or equal than 57. Makes sense that we get there, but if we don't know that this is 55 behind the scenes, well, that's kind of complicated, right? Now, some examples, actually, instead of saying 48 and 57, like the explicit value of the ASCII, in the ASCII table of those digits, they just use the characters themselves. Just say if it's higher or equal than the character 0 and less or equal than the character 9. And if we run this, you'll notice that this still works. And if I change this to a T, it's going to say that this is not a digit. So it definitely works. But why? Again, conversion, right? The characters here are not actually characters. They are changed to numbers automatically. So what C does when it says the character 0 goes, okay, well, what's the value inside the ASCII table? Well, what do you know? It's 48. So that's exactly the same number that we had here, right? And when it looks at 9, it looks at 57. So, okay, I'm going to just replace this to a 57 and so on and so forth, right? So this is a very simple way you can actually check if a character is a digit. You can use 48 and 57, you can use the character 0 and 9, doesn't really matter. It's both the same thing, all right? I hope you understand that now characters are just retaining actual numbers inside them and using the ASCII table to, well, convert between each one of them. So printf does the convert, and also whenever you're actually specifying a character is automatically converted. I hope you got something out of this video. Thank you guys so much for watching, and take care. Bye.